G'day out there all you micro RC car nuts. This is Adam VA from AVA Magnetic Levitation Australia. What you see before you is a micro monster truck. It's made by Revell. It's virtually indestructible. Stock standard, it's for beginners, intermediate. I've highly modified this one under arrangement with RC Garage, which is a local hobby store. You can check them out online. I'll put details bottom of the screen, description. Basically, I only had 20 bucks on me. I told the guy if I do a video after I modify it, making it do wheel stands, can I have it for 20? He took about 3 seconds to decide and he gave me the car. So I'm going to do more videos on these sort of cars, the Coke can car mods. I've got a whole series of videos to come with those. Please subscribe, share, spread, comment, give your ideas, give me your mods. I'm going to share all mine. I hope you like what you see in the footage. Be lots of information at the end of this video about this car, its modifications. I'll show the guts of it and all that sort of stuff and a bit more talky. But for now, let's get into the action. I hope you enjoy what you see because I really enjoyed doing it. Thank you for your time. Oh, nearly. So, this is the monster truck that featured in the video you've just watched. Stock standard, it comes with a controller like this, which is sort of a click button controller, forward, reverse, right, left. Also a feature that I don't mention on the box is this button on top, which is like a boost or a nitro or second speed. Works really well. As a stock standard car, the thing is virtually indestructible, as mentioned before, tough as nails. I've done some pretty crazy stuff with it so far and didn't think it would make it or survive through what I planned for it, and it did. So I've planned more extreme things for the next video. We'll just go over the truck. Front suspension, not that great. Rear suspension works and it actually does seem to do something at times. It's great. Tyres are very grippy, sort of subtle rubber, which is what you want. Some of the cheaper and nasty ones out there have a plasticky type wheel. That's fine, but when you hot them up, you'll never get any traction on anything. Stock standard, it's got a fitted with a very small little brushed core motor. I think it's a coreless motor. It's about I think a 6x12 or something. I upgraded that initially after I enjoyed the truck as it was with one of these, which is a 7x16, and that was fine. And then I upgraded it further to this one, which is an 8.5x20. When you look at the difference from the stock motor to the motor that I've put in the car, it's by weight and mass, it's almost about 3 or 4 times the size. So the truck ended up on numbers about 6 to 7 times more powerful than originally purchased. It has 2 sets of reduction gears inside it in the gearbox. I pulled out one of the reduction gear sets when I fitted this motor, and as you can see, I'll try and show it in the video. It's a very, very tight fit with this motor. I had to chop away some of the body to fit it, and I had to hack away a lot of the gearbox as well to fit it. But the beauty of it is, I did it 2 or 3 times, so there's a little bit of extra glue there. The gearbox actually has a section on the other side there, a little bump, you can see it or not, which you can actually run the motor right through and have the shaft running in that, because it's the same size as the shaft thereabouts, and it gives it extra support and rigidity. It's got a trim adjust when it's standard, which you use to control your left or right trim. It's a pretty simple thing. It's like on a lot of them, it's a little spring on a lever which sort of deflects or pushes the wheels to the left or right. Batteries, stock standard, it uses a nickel hydrate or something battery. Not so great. Good for recharging and cycles in a car like this, but you know, lithium's 3.7 volts I think average. The standard type lithiums are used in other creations. So initially what I did is I put I think it was one of these ones, something like 150 milliamp hour battery in the car, using the stock controller still, mind you. And what I did is I actually used a 9 Eagles setup, which is part of the bottom of a 9 Eagles carriage, because a lot of the parts used for mods are actually hacked and taken from other things. So I chopped that away, just pinched and used this section, mounted inside the car, and that way I could just pop the lid on and off when I ran a battery flat. And I was using the 9 Eagles system just to swap them over. That's what I did initially, which was fine. I mean, it went really, really fast. For a stock car with a stock motor, by just changing the voltage by, you know, 2 point whatever it was to 3.7 volts, made a great improvement and difference in power output. And it also gave the front actuator steering a little more go as well, so I had a little bit more control. Then of course, after I pulled out one of the reduction gears and put this massive motor in there, then controlling that power with sort of just 2 speed buttons was nearly impossible. So what I did is I opted for, I'll just pull it apart quickly now, and this is the thing, you don't need to unscrew the car to get it apart. I'll try and show it's difficult. There's a clip on either side of the car. You just basically get your thumbs underneath each one of those, pop them open, grab a wheel or something and just wrench it out. It's tough. So what I did in the end is I pulled the standard controller out of the car. I actually kept it because it's a really good one. I'm going to try and put it in a different vehicle, smaller though. and there's plenty of room inside there. I actually had to pack out the bottom of the body of the car, and I hope you don't notice that it's a matchstick that I used to jam across there at one stage, just to get the height right. Basically, it's a Plantraco 3-channel receiver, which I think it cost about $30 from Plantraco Microflite. Very solid state equipment, tough as nails. And the beauty of it is also you can use these battery connectors. So you basically drive the car, run a battery flat, you just pull the battery off and whack another battery on, just like that. And that gives you also the option of using a multitude of different batteries outputs for different weight, different outputs, different balance, by the size and the shape of the battery, length and the width of them and stuff. So you can play around quite a lot to get the car right using those. What I found was when I stripped the car apart from stock to install the Plantraco unit, all I had to do was basically solder a connector onto their motor. Of course, this is my motor in there instead now. And same with the actuator connector here. All I had to do was just solder the 2 wires from the actuator, cut them clean off the original board and just solder a connector to the end of that. And all I did was plug both into the Plantraco unit and they both worked brilliantly. And by using the Plantraco system as well, you're you don't have sudden steering anymore. You actually have proper full proportional steering and proper full acceleration through a range, not just like 1 or 2 steps and you're off. So yeah, that was how I made the truck do what it did. It did wheel stands, it did spins obviously, jumps. I still have a bag of footage I haven't shown yet, but I won't show it until I put the truck through a little bit more abuse with a few more things that I planned for it. So, that's the Revell Micro Monster Truck.